Getting engaged precipitated a deep crisis for Doug Engelbart. The day he proposed, he was driving to work, feeling excited, when it suddenly struck him that he really had no idea what he was going to do with the rest of his life. He stopped the car and pulled over and thought for a while. He was dumbstruck to realize that there was nothing that he was working on that was even vaguely exciting. He liked his colleagues, and Ames was in general a good place to work, but nothing there captured his spirit. It was December 1950, and he was 25 years old. By the time he arrived at work, he realized he was on the verge of accomplishing everything that he had set out to accomplish in his life, and it embarrassed him. My God, this is ridiculous. No goals, he said to himself. That night he went home. He began thinking systematically about finding an idea that would enable him to make a significant contribution in the world. He considered general approaches, from medicine to the Peace Corps to studying sociology or economics, but nothing resonated. Then, within an hour, he was struck in a series of connected flashes of insight by a vision of how people could cope with the challenges of complexity and urgency that faced all human endeavours. He decided that if he could create something to improve the human capability to deal with those challenges, he would have accomplished something fundamental. In a single stroke, Engelbart experienced a complete vision of the information age. He saw himself sitting in front of a large computer screen full of different symbols. Later, it occurred to him that the idea of the screen probably came into his mind as a result of his experience with the radar consoles he had worked on in the Navy. He would create a workstation for organizing all of the information and communications needed for any given project. In his mind, he saw streams of characters moving on the display. Although nothing of the sort existed, it seemed the engineering should be easy to do, and that the machine could be harnessed with levers, knobs, or switches. It was nothing less than Vannevar Bush's Memex, translated into the world of electronic computing. In order to create such a machine, he realized that he would need to learn more about computing, which led him to think again about the William James essay he had read in the Philippines. Every project has a first step, he remembered. And the first step in this case was to write to graduate schools. He was accepted at both Stanford and at the University of California at Berkeley. But after learning that Stanford offered nothing special in computing, he immediately enrolled in Berkeley when he discovered that a professor there was beginning to build an early computer. School was a hectic period during which the Engelbarts had 3 children, and the young researcher explored some esoteric ideas for gas-based computing devices, leading to his doctorate. Afterward, he taught for another year as an assistant professor at Berkeley, but the demands of teaching proved all-consuming, and it soon became clear that he would not be able to pursue his augment vision at a university. He worked for several corporate research laboratories, but none seemed a perfect match. In his interviews, he couldn't find anyone who shared his passion.